Hi, and welcome to Across the Desk. This week, we have Sean Cummings back with us again for our 100th episode. This is our 100th episode.
Congratulations.
Woo-hoo.
That really
Thank you
is.
so much.
That's something.
Yeah, that's a milestone, isn't it? Mr. Councilman, with your own milestone.
I am the new councilman now. I'm councilman-elect until the 2nd of next month. Then I'm
Until the 2nd of next month.
actually councilman, yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. With the other things, we're going to talk about the jail and the Democratic Party and people who signed up all this week on Across the Desk, 100th episode. Hey Sean, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, man, and congratulations on your 100th show.
Thank you very much.
You know, that's huge in any field. I don't know if you know, in television, almost never does anybody get to 100 shows.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's
know,
a 9-year span.
I'm not wearing a jacket.
He's wearing his jacket for the show.
I'm going to put my jacket on for the show.
See, maybe we don't have anything to throw up in the air.
That's all right. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Confetti, something, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
All right. I'm going to wear a jacket because, you know, I usually always do, and I don't know why I didn't. It's a little warm in my studio today, so I had it off. But anyway, I got the jacket on, 100th episode. Here we go.
Wow.
And Sean, man, a lot's happened since you've been on. And you're a councilman now.
So, yeah, I decided to... So my wife got terribly gerrymandered.
Oh, yeah.
And so she had to get a residence in Edmond to continue her run in District 3 for county commissioner. We've been in District 3 for 20 some odd years, and they tried to literally take her whole city and move it out. So she said, "You're not doing this to me," and just moved back within the edge of the same district. So kind of a gutsy move for her.
Mm-hmm.
Gutsy move.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, well, her seat's going to come open. A few people not with the same type of thinking that a lot of us have in the village are going to run for it. And I ended up getting a super Trumper running against me. And I beat her handily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the percentage that you won?
It was, I think it was 68 to 32, so it was a beating.
2/3 to 1/3. That's a beating, man. That's twice as many people voting for you.
And here's the thing: I was kind through the whole thing. I never bothered to attack her because I get where some people are coming from. It doesn't mean I agree with it, but I get it. And so I don't want to attack that logic. What you want to do is go, if you're that passionate, come on in with us.
Yeah.
Let's do something together. But a lot of times when you do that, they go real negative on you. They went really negative on me the last week of the campaign.
Didn't work.
No, it actually backfired.
Backfired.
You gotta be careful who you do that to.
Yeah.
You know, you and I are long-term business people. And so when somebody goes, "You're a panko commie, you want to do this," and you go, "No, 40-year business veteran. I got 30 families depending on us to make payroll every 2 weeks." Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Exactly. Well, you know, they like to use what I like to call boogeyman words a lot to scare their base to vote for them and send them money in a protection racket.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it is. Doesn't matter if it's true, as long as it scares their people to send them money and vote. That's
it's kind of sad that that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. It doesn't come down to issues or or any kind of governing or anything like that. It's vote for me because I'll protect you against these scary people.
Right. These scary people who want to have things for children.
These scary people that are
Speed
your
bumps.
fellow Americans and Oklahomans.
People are driving 50 miles an hour down my street and they run people's children over, so you have to put up speed bumps.
There you go, right?
And then they get mad and they go, "But what about my freedom?" And you go, "What about the kids' freedom?"
What about the kids?
Yeah. That's what we're all here for.
We live in a society. We're going to have to...
It's nuts. But yeah, it was a good run. I'm happy it's over. We're down to business from here on out. I get sworn in about a week.
Good deal. On the 2nd.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, and you're an official councilman for the village.
Isn't that hilarious?
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you.
I don't think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. Cool. No, it's
now, you know,
great.
we rotate through, so if I'm able to stay there for a couple of years or 3 years, I'll be the mayor.
All right.
So everybody rotates through. Yeah, all of the jobs. Isn't that cool?
There you go. And hopefully I'll be around doing this for another 3 weeks. Who knows, right? I mean, I always tell people...
Another 100 shows.
We talk about people talking about something else, running for office, Democrats, right? I heard some people saying it was a lot of people that came out to the Capitol and filed for candidacy and everything else. What a showing. And then, who is it? Oklahoma Watch, right? Come out with a deal saying, hey, 50 of these seats went uncontested. Right. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah. So the inner cities have Democratic action.
Yeah.
But the reality is, outside of Stillwater, you just
The
can't win.
rural areas.
And so, are you willing to run for senator, even a congressman in those areas?
Yeah.
You're going to take a beating. You know, the District 5 was gerrymandered terribly.
Yeah.
You've got Guyman.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's Hispanic.
Yeah.
And so you really need to speak Spanish if you want to be elected in Guyman, but yet they got rid of the south side of Oklahoma City. So that part where you would need to speak Spanish has gone to somebody else. The gerrymandering was horrific. And look, here's the thing.
That has a lot to do with it, doesn't it? That keeps a lot of people from running.
It put blue people in blue areas, it put red people in red areas, and reasonable people are just getting screwed in the meantime.
Yeah.
They just are.
So, and it makes it hard to run.
Yeah.
Like I've said before in the past, even on this show, that if it's gerrymandered like Senate District 33 with Nathan Dahm, well, you know,
There's no reason to run against it.
a Democrat gets in there and they're like, I put an exploratory committee together, let's see if I can get some fundraising. They quickly figure out, hey man, it's 4-7 Democrat to Republican, we're going to put our money somewhere else. They close the exploratory
Where
committee.
we have a chance.
Yeah, they're going to put our money where we got a chance. We're going to put our money over here in Nathan Dahm's district, who's, you know, term limit, he's not running, but still, I don't even know if I pulled a Democrat because, it's so lopsided over there. Democrat can't run there.
Yeah, I think it sucks as a society that we're moving into. It's not just that we watch the news we agree with. We're moving into neighborhoods that only people who think like us are there. And that's pointless. Look, the villages, man, we got it all.
Oh, you got it all.
And it's wonderful. And my district is probably the more prominent area of the village it is.
Yeah.
And that isn't why I ran for it. But, you know, I mean, we've literally got a fascinating mix in our city. And it shows you what's possible. Almost, I think everybody on the city council's a Democrat, maybe one is not. And I think he's an independent if he's not.
He's an independent if he's not.
Right, I mean, think of that, the whole city.
Yeah.
And we have wonderful housing values that have gone up. We've got wonderful commercial stuff that's gone through and everything else. So it's working.
Good deal.
So opposite of what you hear.
Yeah, opposite of what you hear.
No way.
No way. But I mean, and it's amazing because, it has got, I don't know. And because the Democratic Party did try to do a good job of getting people to recruit and stuff.
Right.
Is it, and there we go again. The problem is with those rural areas that we didn't grab Democrats to run as seats. And I think a lot of it is because, Democrats concentrate a lot on inner city issues.
Yeah. And you and I have talked about this before. Look, there are inner city issues don't make sense to people in rural areas. And when we, and I'm not talking about me or you, but talking about overall, you hear Democrats that will say the same type of stuff about people in a rural area, and you go, you know, there's no us or them.
There's no,
We sooner or later have to figure out how to get along. I've got a brother-in-law of mine from central Missouri, he's a farm guy, and we don't see eye to eye on 10% of the issues, but the other 90, absolutely.
Because I guarantee you, they don't have the problem with the jail trust.
Like we have city problem.
Because we're gonna talk about.
Segue, man.
Talking about that, we're gonna switch over to that. But we're gonna talk about the jail trust, which is an Oklahoma County deal. Rural people, they don't care about that. They don't have that kind of problem, or even with homelessness like we have here, they don't have that problem either.
It makes no sense to them. If you're homeless, put a tent up on your land. People, they don't understand that people don't have any land.
Go to the national park, camp there, it's free. You know why? That's what they say.
Right.
That's what they say. Why do you want to go to
it doesn't make any sense to any of us.
It'd
It'd be nice if we could all sit down and start figuring that stuff out. Look, the jail trust in Oklahoma County, for those of you who don't know, Oklahoma County has about 30 towns. Predominantly about 8 or 9, but we have 30. Edmond has their own jail. Midwest City has their own jail. The village does not use Oklahoma County's jail. We send our people to Midwest City.
What about War Acres?
I don't think they have a jail. I think so they're sending them to the county. But everybody knows that something's wrong. So when they want to build a new jail, which all of us would agree you need a new jail, but what we need first is a mental health facility. The jail could empty out 400 to 500 people with a mental health facility. And we're sitting on $150 million in cash from Joe Biden money that we can use for a mental health facility. We are not allowed to use it for a jail, folks. You need to understand it's in the writing. You can't do it. So they decided there is some bonds that are expiring. And the day they expire, they want new bonds to take
yeah.
over, which means you're paying the same tax for 30 more years.
Yeah.
So my children...
And they say, hey, your tax rate's not going up. What a dishonest way to do that, right?
What a scam.
You're not, taxes aren't going up. Yeah, they're not, but, well, no, they are, because really this thing's supposed to expire. It'll go less. So no, you are. You're being taxed for longer.
Let me tell you how ridiculous it is. It's $260 million. They need $300 million just to build the jail, if it all worked and it was on budget and everything else. So let's take it one more step.
Yeah.
Money ain't free. Money ain't free.
No.
$26 million a year is what the possibility of the interest being.
Interest.
In their contract, they
interest.
say it can go as high as 10%. So guess what it will go to?
10%.
Right. Of course, $26 million a year. So that
and that's just the interest on top of, because
you're not paying for the jail.
So we're talking about $1 billion, right? If we get up to over $1 billion to build this jail.
Right.
Now, listen, folks. If they say this is going to be a jail that's going to last 60 years.
Wasn't the last one?
30 years. So a 60-year jail that we're going to pay $1 billion on. That's about 170 million a month.
No, a year.
A year?
A year.
A year, yeah. 170, a year. 170 million a year. You tack on the 26 to 30 million in interest. That's 200 million a year.
Isn't that crazy?
And that's just to build the jail. That doesn't include staffing it. That doesn't include
maintenance.
It doesn't include meals. It doesn't include utilities. It doesn't include any of that.
So what I'd like to point out there as well, when you're talking about maintenance, the reason this matters is they did this exact same deal with the old jail. There was no money to maintain it. Now the sheriff had to buy his people equipment. That's his job.
Yeah.
So no money went into the jail. It just got run down.
Yeah.
So do you honestly believe that the same people that got us into this mess can get us out?
That makes...
Or do you think a bunch of well-off families, which they're the biggest families in the state behind this deal, are just making stacks and stacks of money
They are. They're
for their
taking it
grandchildren?
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when you look at this and you're going, Devon Energy Tower cost about $1 billion to build.
Right.
And we're going to build a jail that costs the same amount of money as the biggest building in Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Money's going to somebody's pocket. Somebody's putting their,
And you have to maintain it. You know, only in government do we build things wanting them to fall apart so we can spend more money to rebuild something else and make our constituents happy. The home I live in is over 60 years old, and there have been families living in it for 60 years.
Kind of like that Swadley's thing, man. Let's charge them twice for these used cookers. Yeah. Let's charge them twice what they cost new.
Yeah. Somebody's going to jail.
Man. The DA, Oklahoma County DA,
once the DA,
check this out.
Once the DA bid on them, somebody's going to jail.
Yeah.
Look, the political favoritism's been going on forever. Both parties have done it. It's just for some reason or another, most of us in business think Republicans are more responsible with money, and what we're finding out, is it's just not true.
That's not true at all. It's not true at all.
People always ask me, they go, "Aren't you afraid someone's going to shoot you in the back of the head?" And I go, "Maybe it was the original old man Gaylord, but not these guys.
Not these guys.
It's their trust fund kids.
They're trust fund kids.
I'm scared of them. But the old man, he was
today's conservatives. Not at all, man. Not at all.
Talkers.
Not at all.
Right.
You know, I've come across them with a lot of bluster.
Yeah.
But as soon as you step up to them, they cry. Yeah. they start trying to flip that. Oh, yeah. You go from being so effeminate you don't know what bathroom to use to violent leftist thug like that.
Crazy.
You know what it's like? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not my grandfather's conservative. At all.
Those guys were tough. That was a different generation.
Those guys were tough. Those guys weren't just tough, but they knew how to work with other people.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, because they'd all been in the military, and they understood to get something done, everybody's got to be in.
Yeah, left, right, and center.
There's no them and us.
Yeah.
It's everybody. Let me go over one more thing while we were still talking about county government.
Let's talk about that.
ABC, anybody but Calvi.
Anybody
for district
but
attorney.
Calvi for district
and I mean
attorney.
that. There's
like
50 people running. And the Dems put up a lady that was a former federal prosecutor. She was second chair on putting Timothy McVeigh away. Her son had some deal in the military that Donald Trump actually exonerated him for. She's solid. She can beat everybody, but we've all got to look
into
into
me about
this.
Calvi is some of the things him and like the AG O'Connor put out, like tough on crime. I'm going to be tough on crime and these people that disrupt our communities.
Yeah.
What does he mean by that?
That's me.
Me?
He wants to put me
He's
in jail.
talking about me.
Yeah, he wants to put
I was
me in
thinking,
jail.
is he talking about me?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
He will literally try to put me in jail if he gets
Yeah.
it. But, you know,
I have
it
that
doesn't
feeling
matter.
too. I have that feeling too. He's going to
Yeah.
literally try to put liberals, progressives, or whatever in jail, and they got a great line. Oh man, they're all pedophiles or whatever else. You got kids. We're gonna get.
But
DHS
he was the
to
guy
investigate
caught at
you.
Trosper Park with a dead man
I
and
know,
a dude.
right? I know.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Here's the thing. 1930 called and they're knocking
Yeah.
and they want their BS back.
Yeah,
You
then
know,
with their
it's-
BS back,
it's-
McCarthyism, all that stuff.
It just stinks that this is where we are right now.
And yeah.
You know, we really, when Mary Fallon was in, there was a concerted effort to get people to go to college so we could become more educated
Yeah.
here, bigger tax base and everything else.
That's not happening.
And really,
now.
since then, it's all turned,
Yeah.
and we are running kids off.
We're running teachers
Fast
off.
forward.
We're running STEM people off.
Which is
it's a
what
big
matters.
brain drain that's going on.
Again,
Because people are scared because they're going, hey, bathroom this with the Secretary of State with Stillwater, library book that, you know, and so now they're all scared to do anything. So then no one wants to do that. Oh, and OGBYNs even, you know, now. I don't want to go to prison or jail or be fined.
Here's something. Let me comment on that because it really does matter. So Ireland is 4 million people. They have two major cities. Oklahoma's 4 million people, 2 major cities. The politics match up really well. So in a country where birth control was illegal till 35 years ago, they passed legal abortion. And I don't like that Democrats get thrown this on them, but I was watching this all be put together, and I watched an old man, kind of looked like me with a little beard and a mustache, and they interviewed him, and they said, well, they assumed he was against, because he's Catholic. Most of the country's Catholic. And he said, you know, what kind of parent would I be that when my daughter had her worst moment in her life and needed her family, that I made her go to another country where they don't speak the language? Everybody's cold to her. She doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't know if she's going to be helped or violated.
Yeah.
Or sold into sexual slavery or anything else. And I'm making her go there when I should be hugging her. Whether I agree with her or not does not matter. She's my daughter and I love her. Why would I do that to her? And that's why that changed. It wasn't whether any of us agree or not. It's whether are we human and we have some compassion. Because we're doing it to our own kids. This isn't somebody else's kid. These are our children. So, sorry, I'll get off
No
my
problem,
preacher's
man.
box there.
No problem.
I know it's hard to argue with that one.
I know, man. I know. But we really got to wrap this up because we're going a little long.
Sorry,
right now.
buddy.
So that's a problem. No, I love having you on, Sean. 100th episode. I had to have you on for it because I've had you on. You're my long-standing come-on guest. And I love having you on because you just brighten up the whole studio and everything. And the conversations are great. And another thing I didn't get to talk about, you have a cookbook. You got a cookbook, #1
in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma.
Is that not hilarious?
You got a
Bestseller.
cookbook. Bestseller.
It's Sean Cummings Irish Pub. It's available on Amazon. It's available at Best of Books in Edmond. I got the bookstore at 50 Penn Place, which of course I just blanked on the name. And I'm doing a signing on May 7th down at 50 Penn Place.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
yes, that is crazy. You have
know.
a great book. It's #1. And anyway, 100th episode. I got Sean Cummings right here. We're wrapping it up. And you know what? We're going to see you guys next week.
Thanks, y'all.